is Brendon. I'm a DJ based in Johannesburg. I'm working with a few gents. We have Smashed. That's a project we're currently working on.
Yo, this is Insomnia.
Hey, this is Ben Shivali.
Hey, this is Brendon.
You're now tuned into The Groove.
And you're listening to The Groove.
And you're listening to The Groove Podcast.
Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to a brand new week of The Groove. I hope you can all see me. Getting a bit of a reflection from my side. But, what's up, guys? It's a brand new week. It's a brand new show. Got a brand new artist. And you all know what it's about. It's about getting to know the artist a bit better. We have made a mix of his. He has submitted his mix, so it's going to be pretty dope, guys. So stay tuned. Let me pull in our artist right away. And just not give anything away. Waiting for him to get pulled in. Hey, what's up, bud? How you doing?
How's it going there?
Good, thanks yourself.
Good, thank you. Can you hear me loud and clearly? Is it all good?
I can hear you well and clear. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, thanks, bud.
Awesome stuff. So, bud, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
I appreciate the time for you sitting down with me so I can get to know you a bit better, so you can inform the other viewers about you a bit more. So why don't you just start off by introducing yourself a bit?
Sure. So my name is Brendon. I'm a DJ based in Johannesburg. I'm working with a few gents. We have Smashed. That's a project we're currently working on. And besides that, I'm a music lover. I love creating my own music too, and that's basically the gist of it.
Awesome, man. So Neo, so you said you're from Johannesburg. How old are you, bud?
I'm 22 years of age.
22. You're still young, eh? Damn. Nice,
Yeah.
man.
It's
Awesome, man. Stop. So, dude, you mentioned Smash there now, right off the bat. Tell us a bit more about Smashed. What is Smashed? What's Smashed about?
Sure. So, Smashed basically started out as a record label. And then a few of my mates and I decided to host a few events, and that was PubX. So that's an event we had in Emmarentia. And with that PubX event, it basically grew a bit. So then we decided to kind of start our own events company. And with the events company going and the record label going, we decided to both merge the events company and the record label into what we know now as Smashed. So basically what it is, it's a combination between events company, record label, and we're looking at adding an artist management soon. And then basically, we just want to create a vibe. That's basically it, and be a platform for up and coming artists to kind of showcase their sounds and their talents, because there really is a lot of them out there that aren't heard.
Yeah.
And that's what we're all about there at Smashed.
100%, man. As festivals for you, we do have a lot in common. Trying to bring a bit of light to the underground music scene, push the artists out there that aren't being noticed, that aren't being seen.
I mean, it's crazy.
So what you guys are doing, keep it up.
Thank you. No, same to you guys. I really do have a respect for what you guys are doing. I've known Sheldon for quite some time now. And you guys, he's really like an oak. So it's good that there are individuals like you out there kind of promoting the industry. It's really beneficial for everyone at the end of the day.
Thanks so much, bud. So that you said you guys are sort of like a record label, Smashed, right?
That's
so
correct.
how does one go as to submitting music to your label?
Cool. So anyone is welcome to send their demos to demos@smashedgroup.com. From there on, our artist and repertoire will have a listen to it, and if we feel that it is suitable enough for our demo, then we will proceed with releasing it on digital stores such as iTunes and Spotify, and all the major outlets. So basically just send in your demo to demos@smashedgroup.com.
Great stuff, man. So for those of you that are listening, guys, Go check out Smash. They do have an Instagram page. Do you guys have a Facebook page?
Yes, we do have a Facebook page, and we also
Facebook
do have
as well?
a SoundCloud. So you can check out Smash Records on our SoundCloud.
There we go, guys. So other than checking out all of Neo Brendon stuff, go check out the label. Go check out Smash. Go show them some support. I've attended one of the events. It is pretty dope. You guys got a killer vibe. So
Thank you.
100%, guys.
Yeah,
Cool stuff.
At the end of the day, it's all about the vibe.
That's why we are. It's all about the vibe, man. So guys, for those of you that are listening, if you do have any questions for Neo, just pop that little question marker there at the bottom, type in your question, and we'll be sure to ask Neo that question. So cool, dude. Let's jump into the DJing a bit.
Awesome.
Great stuff, man. So first of all, when did you start DJing?
I think I started back in 2013, around there. Back then when I started, I wasn't actually looking at DJing as a career. It was more just a hobby that a friend and I got into. And yeah, so basically back then we were a bit more into like electro house, you know, the Hardwells and the Nicky Romero, that type of vibe. And from there, it basically evolved into a bit more than just a hobby, and it became, you know, my passion to be able to create my own music, and as well as DJing with playing other people's music in front of a crowd. So yeah, that's basically when it started.
Great stuff, man. Cool. So that's like 9 years ago. So you were like 15, 16.
Yeah, no, 15, 16. Yeah, that's still in high school. Had a lot of high school parties that we started out with. And yes, that was a long time ago, but there's still a lot more to come.
Great stuff, man. 100% great attitude to have. So tell me, man, can you remember the exact type of decks that you were working on that first time that you actually played?
Yeah, no, I remember it quite clearly. It was a Newmark Pro, the first edition Newmark Pro. It's like, yeah, I remember first buying it at a Look and Listen with my friend. We were so excited to kind of play around with the super basic controller, because it's really basic. But to us, it felt like much more. So yeah, the Newmark Pro, but it is, like, even though it's basic, it does have a lot of outstanding qualities, you know, regarding durability and stuff. It really is like a good way to start when you're starting out with DJing.
No, cool, man. No, because it's not too complicated and it can actually suit your budget.
Correct.
So,
it's not too pricey.
Because decks can get expensive, dude. And
yeah, yeah, the
if
prices are
you
insane.
grab any decks, go for it.
Especially when you like look at the bit more the higher range type of stuff, like the CDJs and those prices go to like the 30,000-40,000, you know, for a CDJ, which is absolutely mad. I don't think any person who's starting out will be able to afford it though. But that's why we got the other type of controllers like the Newmark Pro and etc.
To help us upcoming artists a bit more. Yeah, 100%, dude. Cool.
Cool.
Cool, man. Sorry. So when you started DJing, did you just dump on the decks, teach yourself, or did you actually decide to go to DJ school, or how did that go?
So for the first few years in high school, it was basically just me playing around a bit and teaching myself to do it. And then when I came to the end of my matric year, I was at the point where I had to decide what I'm going to do for the rest of my life. So from there on, I came to the conclusion that I was going to enroll in Boston Media House. They have a Soul Candy course over there that includes music production and DJing. So then I did that, like a 1-year course at Boston, where I basically furthered my DJing and my music production.
Cool, man. And would you say that was super beneficial for you?
Oh yeah, definitely. It's, even though it's a 1-year course, the amount of things that you learn in that course it's absolutely beneficial. From all the like super basic from like the super basic knowledge of a sound engineering, music production, and music theory. It goes like from basic to like quite intermediate. So
Okay.
it gives you like a nice framework to kind of build upon.
Cool stuff. Great stuff, man. So is that where you also then found producing, or did you find production before that?
The production is a bit of a funny story. So how that basically started out was one of another mate in high school just showed up with a software. The software was called Magic's Music Maker. So what that basically is, it's a software that has preloaded loops on it, and you just drag the loops in and you just put it together to, at the end of the day, create your own song. And
Cool.
yeah, so he gave me that software and I just played around with it a bit. That time it wasn't so much to just make music, but it was just like playing around. And then I got to the conclusion that I'm tired of just putting in other loops to create something. So I decided to switch over to something else where I can create my own sounds and my own melodies and all of that. So then I switched over to FL Studio. I tried FL Studio for quite a while. It was fun. I did learn a few things, but I just didn't feel as comfortable with it as I wanted to be. So then I switched over to Ableton, and yeah, that completely changed the way I produce. I felt a bit more at ease with it, and from then I started making my own music in Ableton, and yeah, every time it's just a bit of experimenting and growing on your sound and just making some progress.
Cool, man. Cool. So you, with regards to you'd say that you prefer Ableton over FL.
Yes, from a personal standpoint, I prefer Ableton. I also have the Ableton Push-to controller, which it's like, for those of you who don't know, it's like a beat pad. It can do much more than that. You can you can basically use it as an interface with Ableton, as like a hardware interface. So basically, yeah, you can do a lot with it. So that really also helps me with my production, to kind of play around and do things that I wouldn't usually be able to do if I just had a normal MIDI keyboard. And that just works with Ableton. So that makes it, yeah, that really helps me a lot.
Cool, man. So it's more about jumping out of the norm that you used to just sit in front of the computer with your type mouse, a bit of a MIDI board, and just getting creative.
So I feel subconsciously, yes. I mean, I just want to first of all say that I know everyone has their own preferred sound. So if you use FL, you know, you might as well just get the same or better result than someone else using Ableton. So it's not so much about the software, but more about the individual. But for me, then when working on Ableton, it did help me kind of do things that I wasn't able to do as much with FL Studio.
Okay, cool. So guys, so there you guys heard it straight up there. It's not about the one software being better than the other. It's about sitting down and figuring out which one you prefer, which one you work quickest with, because at the end of the day, you need to know your software as well. You can't be sitting around, how do I do this, where does this, and so it's choosing one, getting comfortable with it, and pretty much trying to stick to it. So we're not saying one is better than the other.
No, yeah, definitely not. All of, like, fundamentally, I'd say all of them are the same. It's just a few things that differ in terms of like workflow. I found that for me the workflow in Ableton was a bit more fluent. And sure, to someone else who might be using FL Studio, for instance, it might be the exact opposite. So like we said earlier, it's all about the individual and how he interacts with the software.
Cool, man. Great. Thanks for clarifying that nicely for us, breaking it down for us. So do tell us, when you play sets nowadays, what is your preferred genre that we could expect to hear from you when we play a set from you?
it's hard for me to kind of get a genre that I prefer to play. I really like a lot of different genres. So, but if I'd say it depends a bit more. It will depend a bit more on the certain event that's occurring. So, but mainly, like, if I can give you like a rough answer, it will be like deep house, bass house, a bit of tech house, and a bit of techno. So it'll depend on the event with which specific genre I stick. But yeah, it's really hard for me to kind of get that preferred genre.
No, it's cool, dude. It's cool. Definitely, it's better to be a bit more versatile than to just have your eyes set on one specific sound.
Exactly, because there's so much that you can learn from all the different genres. There's so much elements in different music that can come together. So kind of sticking to one type of thing, I feel, kind of limits your scope and the amount of things that you can kind of do with it. So yeah.
Cool, man. I must say, for a young guy, you've built up quite a bit of wisdom with regards to the music industry thus far. So that's
Thank
great.
you very much, man. Thanks.
Yeah. So tell us, what have been the highlights in your career up until now, with regards to DJing, performance, or even with Smash? Like, what has been your highlight so far?
I think one of my biggest highlights for this moment will be the PubX events that we had at the Emerentia, because yeah, that was absolutely crazy. That was crazy times. Just like, because the way it all started was small and it just grew bigger and bigger and bigger, and overall just performing in front of that crowd that we had there was like, every time I performed there, it was really magical. You know, the interaction with the crowd, the energy, the vibe, a lot of those things. So for me at the moment would be like the highlight would be the PubX events that we had. It unfortunately isn't on the same level at the moment, but we'll definitely, like, I mean, in the future, definitely kind of get back to doing something like that.
Yeah, 100%, dude. Yeah, I must say, festivals are really picking up nowadays, and as a DJ, I think that is one of the best places you can play, because it's sort of like you go to a nightclub, people, they rock up, they listen to the music, but when they go to a festival or event, it's like they come with a whole different vibe.
Exactly. Yeah, that's 100% true, man. The festival vibes, damn, that's, I mean, it's incomparable, to be honest. The amount of experiences you can kind of experience in a festival in comparison with a club. Sure, club nights are great. You have dope club nights, but festivals just different.
100%, dude. I agree completely with you on that note. So let's jump a little bit back onto the production train now. So you've told us that you prefer Ableton. You've been producing about 3 years now, if I calculate correctly.
I'd say it's a bit longer. Probably around 5 to 6 years. But
okay.
The first few years was just like a bit of a like trial time, like testing things out a bit. So yeah, I think for regarding seriously production, I'd say, yeah, like you say, like 3-4 years now, maybe.
Cool, man. And tell us a bit about the first track that you released. What was the name and what was the general vibe in that track?
Like the complete first track, or okay.
The first track that you were really happy with and that really made some moves for you as an artist. Okay,
yeah. I'd say I have released a few tracks before this, but I'd say like the first track that really that I really felt my sound was kind of getting its shape was Law of Vibration. Law of Vibration to me is the message behind the song is what I really found, is what I really liked so much about the song. Yeah, it's a combination. It's like a bass house song with some melodic type of vibes, and then there's a vocal that I got from YouTube. So first I watched a YouTube video, and it was what I saw of that video was really interesting. So I decided to kind of make a song from it, and that's where all the different elements came into play. And I was really, really happy with the end result. Yeah.
Cool, man. And did you end up being able to sign that track to any labels?
No, I did upload it on my SoundCloud. It's on my SoundCloud currently, but the amount of traction that it got is quite good for my personal standards. So yeah, it's on my SoundCloud at the moment.
Well, that's great, dude. Yeah, for now, the main focus is just being heard. That it's about having people listen to your music. So guys, those of you that are listening, please go check out Neo Brendon. He's got Instagram, Facebook, SoundCloud. Go check out his pages, go listen to his music, show some support. That's why we have this show. This guy's working really hard. So let's make the hard work worth it,
Thank you. Thank you for the shout out there.
Great stuff, man. So tell us, what one tip would you give an upcoming producer? Let's not say upcoming, just someone who's trying to find their sound. What tip would you give to them that you've picked up along the way?
Okay. One tip that I have is sometimes, I know this is kind of something that's said a lot, but it really does help a lot to me. Sometimes less is more. Is better. Less is better. Sorry. Like, for instance, if you have a song that you kind of composing there, and you're feeling like there's something missing, and you just keep on adding instruments, and all of a sudden the track is building up. It may sound a bit too cluttered eventually. Not like, it depends on the song and everything, but it might sound a bit too cluttered. And it's the thing about producing is you want each instrument to kind of have its own space so that you can really hear it properly. So when you make your tracks, try and keep it simple. In some instances, like, it's not that you don't need to go completely simple, but just there's like you'll notice when you're adding something that's not necessary, and really listen, like mute the instrument, whatever it is, mute it, play it with it, and when you're listening to it, kind of identify, is it really necessary that this instrument should be at the moment? And if your answer is no, then you should remove it.
Great, awesome advice, guys. Yeah, great. So for those of you that are listening, I completely agree with you 100%. That is one of the tricks that I also had to learn through one of the artists that I was privileged enough to sit down with. A lot of the time, people tend to add sounds instead of perfecting the one that they have there and creating more room around that one sound.
Exactly.
Pushing energy into that sound instead of taking stuff, putting it onto that and sort of like dampening that sound, taking away its energy. So I completely agree with you on that one as well, dude. Tell us, dude, do you have any productions in the pipeline? Anything that we can look forward to?
At the moment, I'm working on a few different projects. I was thinking of kind of doing something different. I'm trying. What I'm trying to do now is kind of, I'm still going to stick to the deep and the bass house, but I'm also going to try and produce a bit more other type of vibes, like a bit more techie type of sounds with some melodic textures. So there's no like full finished song coming up yet, but I'm still like playing around and kind of trying to create a different sound that I'm usually used to.
Cool, man. Yeah, good. You are still very young, so if you are ever going to experiment, why not now?
Exactly.
You might end up finding your exact true sound that you were been looking for.
You never know, and that's ultimately like how I find, when I sit down and produce, it's I never actually go out with a clear vision of what I want to produce. I just sit behind the laptop and experiment and just throw things in, and usually the result is positive. So that's just the way that I kind of approach producing my own music. It's just sit down and throw things around, experiment, tweak knobs that you don't even know it's perfect of. Just tweak it and hear how it sounds. That's the type of approach that I take.
Oh, great, man. No, don't be scared to experiment. We are artists, so you need to express yourself and get experimentative.
Exactly.
Otherwise, people will hear it in your music. 100%.
Exactly. And it's like, there's no fun in it in kind of trying to sound like someone else, because that guy really has his own sound. It's much more, and not just for the reason to be unique, but it's much more unique to just kind of do your own thing. And that's once again why I have that's why I love so many different genres, is because I can grab elements from them and just kind of put them together to kind of create something different. So yeah.
Well said, yeah. As they say there, well said, dude, 100%. In closing, is there any upcoming gigs where we can catch you from now until the end of the year? Anything that you can highlight for us, or
there is one big thing that I'd like to highlight. I can't say too much about it yet. But it will be happening next year in February. So it's not a personal thing. It's something that we're doing for Smashed. But yeah, just check out our social medias in the upcoming days, and then you'll see it. But it's something big.
Awesome. I'm looking forward to seeing that, guys. So all of you that did end up joining us today, guys, and for those of you that are going to watch the video on YouTube afterwards, be sure to go check out Neo Brendon's music. Go check out their label events / vibing company called Smashed. Both of Neo and Smashed are on all social medias, SoundCloud, Facebook, Instagram. Go check them out, guys. As I said, show some support to artists like these so that we can one day have them flourish and not just die down because there's no support. So, in closing, dude, I'd just like to say thank you for sitting down with me. Thanks for taking the time out to inform me a bit more and inform those that were listening a bit more as well. And I look forward to hearing some more music from your side, dude.
Awesome, man. I also just want to say from my side, thank you very much for having me on this podcast. It really is, like I said earlier, it's a nice experience to kind of have, and it's not something that a lot of other people do, especially in this country. It really is great that you guys are doing it. And once again, thanks for having me on the podcast.
It's only a pleasure, dude. We will definitely keep in touch, and we will chat very, very soon. Have a great day further, man.
Awesome. Same to you, bud.
Thanks, bud. Cheers.
Cheers.
You're listening to The Groove, Festivals For You weekly podcast where we bring the underground music scene to you. Brought to you by your host G Chord.
Welcome back to a brand new week of The Groove. Guys, I can't believe it. It is already episode 17. It feels like I've been so blessed throughout this journey so far to be able to speak to all of these incredible artists. And I feel like it isn't going to slow down anytime soon. Today's date is the 14th of October, and today's guest artist is Neo Brendon. I'm not going to talk too much about it. Let's just get into the music. He starts the show off with Narcosis and Pando G, their track called Close Eyes. This will be followed by Grotesque, Inside the Prison, and right after that we'll have Jordan Burns, Cut It. Let's jump into it.
Feels so cold, it feels so strange. Close my eyes and drown out sound. It's my own solution. Close my eyes and drown out sound. It's my only solution. Feels so cold, it feels so strange. So strange.
Just lonely feelings locked away in my head, inside this prison of words unsaid. Just lonely feelings locked away in my head, inside this prison. Just lonely feelings locked away in my head, inside this prison of words unsaid. Just lonely feelings locked away in my head, inside this prison of words unsaid. Just lonely feelings locked away in my head, inside this prison of words unsaid. Just lonely feelings locked away in my head, inside this prison of words unsaid. This prison of words unsaid. Just lonely feelings locked away in my head, inside this prison of words unsaid. Just lonely feelings locked away in my head. Just lonely feelings locked away in my head. Just lonely feelings locked away in my head. Just lonely feelings locked away in my head.
the wall. That shit gon' cut it wall. Back to the wall. That shit gon' cut it wall. Back to the wall. That shit gon' cut it wall. Back to the wall. That shit gon' cut it wall. Back to the wall. Back to the wall. That shit gon' cut it wall. Back to the wall. That shit gon' cut it wall. Back to the wall. That shit gon' cut it wall. Back to the wall. That shit gon' cut it wall. Back to the wall.
This is Insomnia.
Hey, this is Ben Shivali,
Hey, this is Neo Brendon,
You're now tuned into the groove.
and you're listening to The Groove.
and you're listening to the Groove Podcast.
I can't no more. I'm gonna take my horse to the old town road. I'm gonna ride till I can't no, 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 no. No more. I got no. I'm gonna hurt no more. No more, no more. I'm gonna hurt no more. No more, no more. I'm gonna hurt no more. No more, no more. I'm gonna hurt no more. No more, no more. Hat down, cross town, living like a rock star. Spending a lot of money on my brand new guitar. Baby's got a habit, diamond rings and vintage sports bras. Riding down the bill in my Maserati sports car. I know the stress, I've been through all that. I'm like a Marlboro man, so I keep going back. Wish I could go on back to that old town road. I wanna ride till I can't no, 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 ride till I can't no more. I got no. I'm gonna hurt no more. No more, no more. I'm gonna hurt no more. No more, no more. I'm gonna hurt no more. No more, no more. I'm gonna hurt no more. No more, no more. I'm gonna hurt.
So we just listened to a familiar favorite, Lil Nas X's Billy Ray Cyrus, Old Town Road, the Zerky remix. Before that we had another grotesque track called Lion King, and right before that we had some Durban talent with Sam McKeezy and Get Together. If you guys enjoyed that little sing-along, you're bound to enjoy the last part of the mix. The last part of the mix gets kicked off with Medusa, Piece of Your Heart, Dash Dot and Dakar remix. This will be followed by Ride or Cry, Jay Warra, Rotic, and Dances with White Girls. Let's get into it.
Down, down,
Show me a piece of your heart. I'm calling you up to getting down, down. Show me a piece of your love. I'm calling you up to getting down, down. Show me a piece of your heart, a piece of your love. I'm calling you up to getting down, down, down. The way that we touch is never enough. I'm turning you up to getting down, down. Show me a piece of your heart, piece of your love. I'm calling you up to getting down, down, down. The way that we touch is never enough. I'm turning you up to getting down, down, down.
What? Sorry, just quickly. What if it's
da 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 down, down. Down, down, down. Down, 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 down. We're floating.
Maybe too hard still. No, we have to stop. Okay. No, wait. So fucking good. Step to this. No, wait. So fucking good. Step to this.
You're listening to The Groove. Festivals for You weekly podcast where we bring the underground music scene to you. Brought to you by your host G Chord.
Closing off his mix with The Sponges and their track called Space Funk 75. As I said before that, we had Ride or Cry, the J Wara Rotic and Dances with White Girls track. Guys, thank you so much for joining me for another episode of The Groove. This week we had Johannesburg-based artist, 22-year-old Neo Brendon, making big waves in the scene at the moment. He is a co-owner of a record label called Smashed Records. Guys, be sure to go check out all of his Instagrams, Facebook, as well as his profiles, wherever you can find anything. Just go show some support, guys. Thanks for tuning in this week, and be sure to check me next week.
Maybe too hard still.